Every single day, your brain is physically changing. Depending on what you repeatedly do, your neural pathways are either getting sharper and more resilient, or they are actively degrading. If your routine is filled with endless scrolling, rapid task switching, and hyper-stimulating short content, you train your brain to lose focus. Your neural architecture adapts to distraction, which is why you can feel mentally exhausted, even on days when you haven't done any deep, difficult work. This visualization shows neuroplasticity in action, pathways breaking down and reforming based on input. Today, we'll use that exact biological mechanism to our advantage. We are going to build a concrete 7-step daily checklist that manually rewires your brain for sharp focus, emotional control, and effortless discipline. Before we start, open a digital notes app or grab a physical piece of paper. You will want to write these down as we go so you have the complete system ready to use by the end of this video. Because your brain constantly rewires itself based on your actions, a poor attention span is not a permanent genetic trait. It is a biological response to bad systems, and that means you have the power to reverse it. Here is a split-screen diagram showing how cognitive stamina works. On the left, constant task switching creates deep mental fatigue. On the right, a single line of concentration. That brings us to step 1. Schedule a 20-minute uninterrupted focus block daily. During this window, you choose exactly one task. 0 extra tabs, phone away, no music. At first, your mind will resist this. You will feel restless and suddenly remember a dozen random things you need to check. That is completely normal. It's just your brain experiencing withdrawals from constant stimulation. Once you establish your focus block, you have to physically maintain the brain's hardware. Step 2 on the checklist is to implement a strict sleep maintenance protocol. Sleep is a mechanical maintenance cycle. While you rest, your system clears out cognitive waste products and repairs the prefrontal cortex, the exact part of your brain responsible for rational thinking and preventing impulsive decisions. To execute this protocol, set a consistent bedtime that guarantees more than 5 hours of sleep, and cut out screen exposure right before bed to let your brain's chemistry wind down naturally. Without adequate rest, your prefrontal cortex weakens. Trying to build high-level focus and discipline on a sleep-deprived brain is physiologically impossible. Step 3 adds active processing to your routine. Read 10 pages of stretch material every day. Stretch material is any subject slightly above your current comfort level, like psychology, business strategy, or philosophy. As you read, pause to answer these 3 questions shown here. What is the main idea? How can I apply this in real life? And do I actually agree with it? Answering those specific questions forces your brain to actively process and synthesize information, building dense neural connections. Mindlessly scrolling through social media does the opposite, training your brain for shallow, rapid-fire consumption. Step 4 is designed to shift your physical momentum. Complete 20 to 30 minutes of disciplined movement. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain and releases chemicals directly linked to memory and mental clarity. You do not need an extreme fitness routine. A brisk walk, light cycling, or basic stretching is enough to trigger the chemical benefits. But the true value of this daily movement happens when you do not feel like doing it. Forcing yourself to move when you are unmotivated acts as direct strength training for your brain's self-discipline circuitry. Step 5 addresses digital noise. Create a dopamine-free window. Modern apps and short-form videos flood your system with high levels of dopamine. When your brain adapts to that intense stimulation, normal, necessary tasks like studying or deep work start to feel agonizingly boring and painful to complete. To recalibrate your baseline, pick one standard daily activity, like eating a meal or taking a walk, and do it completely devoid of digital entertainment, videos, or podcasts. Let your brain sit in the quiet. Step 6 protects your mental clarity from stress. Insert an emotional pause. Look at this typographic reframe. When a stressful trigger hits, stop reacting automatically. Instead of saying, "I am angry," which merges your identity with the emotion, shift your internal language to, "I notice anger." That small mental distance allows you to observe the emotion objectively. Mental clarity requires a calm, strictly boundaried internal environment, and mastering that pause prevents temporary stress from hijacking your decision-making.
Finally, we reach the multiplier that makes the previous 6 steps work. Step 7. Track consistency, not motivation. Motivation is a temporary emotion. Some days you will feel driven, and other days you will not. If your habits depend entirely on feeling motivated, your progress will be erratic, and you will fail to build strong neural pathways. Your brain changes through repetition. Small, repeated actions matter more than rare, intense efforts. By executing these small actions every single day, you eventually overwrite your brain's baseline identity. Over time, taking disciplined action simply becomes your normal behavior. Elite focus and a winning attitude do not come from perfect genetics or a sudden burst of willpower. They are the mathematical result of relentless, boring, daily consistency. Here is your completed 7-part daily brain training checklist. Take a screenshot or save this list right now so you can reference it tomorrow morning. By following this framework, you now possess a scientifically sound architecture to systematically override modern distractions and manually build up your cognitive endurance. So, here is your immediate challenge. As soon as this video ends, put your phone in another room, set a timer for 20 minutes, and execute step 1. Systemic, consistent action is the only reliable path to self-improvement. If you want more proven systems to build discipline and mental clarity, subscribe to Simple Ways of Life and start your 20-minute focus block right now.